Whisper Hex presents The House That Bled Through. The call on Brimley Road. They say some houses remember what they were built from. Wood remembers the trees. Nails remember the heat. And walls remember the screams. This one, it remembered everything. My name's Laura Knox. I've worked cleanup for 20 years. The kind of work no one wants to think about. The kind that comes after the crime scene tape. Harrow Creek isn't much of a town. One gas station, one diner, 2 cemeteries, and one road, Brimley Road, that everyone drives past but nobody drives down. But that night, I got called to it. An anonymous report. Strange fluid leaking from a condemned property. That's the kind of call the sheriff's department sends to us because nobody else wants to look. I drove out with my partner, Eli Grant, a rookie, maybe mid-20s, always whistling when he was nervous. When we pulled up, even the rain stopped touching the house. Like it was scared too. The front door was open just a crack. A yellow porch light buzzed weakly, even though the power grid had been down all week. Smells like rust. Laura, that's not rust. The smell was iron. And warmth. Like blood that hadn't decided if it was fresh or old yet. Inside, the air was heavy like breathing soup. Every wall was peeling, every corner swollen with damp. But beneath the mildew, there was something else. A heartbeat, not mine. It came from beneath the floorboards. I stepped closer. The boards were sticky. When I shined my flashlight down, the light caught something moving between the cracks. Thick dark red. Eli crouched and scraped at it with his glove. Eli, it's seeping up from underneath. And he was right. The blood wasn't dripping down, it was pushing its way up. We followed it deeper into the living room, where it formed a perfect circle on the floor. Right in the middle, an old trapdoor. Laura, you getting this on camera? Eli, yeah. Yeah, I got it. He didn't. Later, I'd checked the footage, nothing but static. But I didn't know that yet. I knelt beside the trapdoor. The hinges were sealed with melted wax. And in the wax someone had pressed words, "Help her." I felt my stomach twist. Eli wanted to leave. But the sound below us changed, no longer a heartbeat, a voice. "Please," we froze. Eli, panicked, that came from under us. I nodded, but I didn't say what I was thinking, because I recognized the voice. It was mine. We opened the trapdoor. The smell hit first. Wet wood, iron, and something burned long ago. The stairs below were old, warped, slick with moisture. We descended, one slow step at a time. Our flashlights barely reached the bottom. And then there it was. An entire second house beneath the first. Identical, same walls, same furniture, but older, decayed, as if the house above had grown from it like a scab. Eli, whispering, "What the hell is this place?" Laura, the old foundation. Maybe, but only better. Foundations don't breathe. Something shifted behind us. A picture frame slid off a wall, shattering. The photo inside, Eli and me, smiling, in front of this house. But the date printed on the back was tomorrow. Eli grabbed my arm. "Laura, we need to go." I agreed. But the stairs behind us were gone, replaced with a wall smooth, seamless, breathing. Laura. Softly, what does it want? To stay standing. Light bulb pops. Scream distortions blend into static. We weren't trapped inside the house. We were trapped beneath it. Inside its memory. And memories don't rot, they rebuild. If you hear a heartbeat under your floor tonight, don't move. It's not your heart. It's something remembering the sound of you. When you realize the exit's gone, your brain lies to you. It tells you you're dreaming. It tells you if you blink hard enough, things will go back where they belong. But the house, this house, doesn't care what your brain wants. It only cares about structure. And tonight, the structure wanted me. We were standing where the stairs had been. Just a wall now, smooth and pale, pulsing under the light. Eli pressed his palm against it. Eli, nervous, it's warm. Like skin. Laura, back away from it. He didn't listen. The wall shivered, and a pulse ran through it. Slow, like a heartbeat trying to sync with his. Then a line opened across the plaster, like a mouth. And from inside, a whisper. Help me, Laura. We followed the sound deeper into the foundation. The air thickened, the flashlight beams bent, curving in ways light shouldn't. The hallways didn't make sense anymore. We'd turn left and end up somewhere we'd already been. But older, darker. The lower level was lined with doors. Each one had a name carved into it. The first door said E. Grant. The second, L. Knox. The third was blank, just the word Nex. Eli whispers, let's not open any of them. Laura, quietly, I think we already did. Because from behind every door came the same sound, a slow, wet dragging. Like something crawling in circles, wearing grooves into the floor. And then, one of the doors breathed out. We stepped closer, and I saw something on the floor, a toy. A child's wooden block. The letter H, carved to deep. Wet on the edges. When I picked it up, the block whispered. House. We reached the end of the hall. There was one final door, smaller than the rest, like it had been built for someone half my height. No handle. Just a keyhole. And in the keyhole, an eye. Not painted. Not carved, not alive. It blinked when I breathed. Eli gagged, stumbling back. Jesus, Laura, what the hell is this? I rolled up, looking toward the ceiling, and the whispering started again. Thousands of tiny voices speaking over one another, building until they formed a single, coherent phrase. She's in the walls. I pressed my ear against the wall beside the door. There, faint crying. A little girl. Laura, hello. Can you hear me? They won't stop rebuilding me. Laura, who? Who's doing this to you? Child, the house. It remembers everyone it's buried. And then she said something that froze the blood in my throat. Child, you and Eli built it last time. Eli shook his head, whispering, she's lying, right? Laura, she's lying, but I could feel it. Faint flashes behind my eyes, memories that weren't mine. Eli and I standing in this same room, years ago, laying the first brick, pouring the concrete, hearing whispers in the wet cement. We didn't build this. It built us. Then the wall cracked. A long vertical split from floor to ceiling. And out of the crack, a hand reached through. Small pale. Child's hand, slick with red dust. It touched my wrist, and everything went white. I woke up in a different house. Perfectly clean. Morning light. Eli was gone. No blood, no cracks. Everything looked normal, until I saw the reflection. In the mirror, I wasn't alone. A little girl stood behind me. No eyes. Just hollow sockets that leaked something red. Child whisper, you fixed it, Laura. Trembling, what did I fix? Child, the foundation. Then the mirror rippled like water. And I saw what was underneath the perfect wallpaper, bodies. Hundreds of them, pressed into the walls, breathing, twitching, each one with its mouth open, whispering a single word on repeat. Stay, stay, stay. The floorboards swelled under my feet. The house inhaling, the girl stepped closer. Her voice a vibration more than sound. Child, when it's done rebuilding, you'll forget. You'll move in. You'll live here. And you'll tell people you've always lived here. Laura, shaking no. Child, yes. That's how the house stays standing. I grabbed the camera, the one Eli dropped, and started recording again. The red light blinked once, through the lens. The walls weren't walls anymore, they were ribs, the ceiling a skull. The house wasn't made of wood. It was made of us, and then I heard Eli again, faint, somewhere deep below. Ellie's voice, distant, Laura, it's still building. If you ever find a house that smells like rust, don't step inside. Because it might already remember you. If you ever wake up in a room you don't recognize, and it already knows your name, don't look at the walls. They'll look back. That's where I am now. Still in the house. The house resets itself every night. Every time I open a door, I end up somewhere I've already been, but older, deeper. Like the house keeps building me downward. Ellie's voice still comes through the vents, sometimes begging, crying. Following it is how I found the room that waited. It looked like a child's room, but with no corners, like it was swallowing itself. On the bed sat a doll, its chest open, wires tangled like veins. It spoke, "You took my place." The walls began to hum, and the wallpaper peeled back, revealing names, hundreds of them, Eli Grant, Laura Knox. Over and over, we'd done this before. The house was rebuilding us, burying the last version deeper in the walls. We weren't the victims, we were the materials,